Hey guys, Andrew here with Great Lakes Sprouts Media. Going to give you guys an update on how my chickens are doing since last time, show you what the eggs look like, and actually got a surprise for you guys. We got some new babies we got gifted up the street from a friend, and I'm going to show you guys these babies too, different breeds. I'm going to show you how to acclimate them, what I'm doing, and the process of everything that's going on now. Let's take a look. First time coming out into the world, guys. Got these babies. They should just hop right out. I like to keep their water nearby. It kind of keeps them in place. Once they know where the resources are, they won't go as far as away. I'll help this one out. She's a little bit... Okay, come here, come here. This is an American breed. The other two are French. Got up the street from a friend. He had extra ones. This time around it's a lot easier. So I knew what to do. But she's a cutie. Not sure what kind of eggs they'll produce, but they're definitely a lot bigger than the Polish ones that I had. I'm gonna let her down. They're all hanging out. The other chickens, you gotta acclimate them to them. So about 6 weeks, I'm gonna put a dog cage inside of the other coop and put chicken wire around it so they get used to each other, just for a little bit so they get to know each other. You can tell they're a little bit creeped out, like what's going on here. I don't want to just let them in there because they could attack them. The other ones are all sisters. These ones are all sisters too. They all grew up together. Here are the eggs from the coop. As you guys know, you don't want to wash them. They could stay on your counter for up to 5 to 6 weeks. There's a coating on top of the egg that allows it to stay that long. Once you wash them, they have about 2 to 3 weeks inside the fridge, but they last a long time right from the chicken. So we just harvested these today. This is how they look like from the last video. You can see, I'm gonna show you guys my little chicken egg holder too. It's pretty cool. This is my nifty difty roller coaster egg machine. Put all my new eggs at the top, pick it down, they roll down, just like that. And I'm just gonna put this on my head, but these are all from pretty much the last 2 days, but pretty cool. I'll put the Amazon link in the description below for you guys too. You guys can check them out. But this is one of my favorite ones. I keep it on my counter inside. So these baby chickens, I have a smaller dog crate from my dog was a puppy. I'm gonna put a little bit of chicken wire around it. I'm gonna set it up inside there. So they're gonna move from inside that crate into inside here. So they're kind of next to each other and getting used to each other. Just like you do like a dog or any animal. You don't wanna just take these babies and introduce them because those birds over there are a lot more aggressive, more mature. They might get a little bit creeped out. So we're gonna slowly over time, I have a couple of friends that work with chickens. They say about 6 weeks, but we're gonna give it some time, let them get a little bit bigger, and then eventually we'll just let them walk with each other and live with one another. So I'll give you more updates on that too and see how they do as time goes on. Yeah, another key, guys, people always ask me, well, how do you get your chickens to stick around? So basically, over time, just kept keeping them in the cage, keeping the food nearby, training them, and if they're a smart chicken, they're gonna stick by, they're gonna come back in their coop at night. You might have to round them up. Noises, if you're cutting the grass, make a lot of noise, you don't wanna do it because it will creep them out. I've had them run into the road. Had a 50 car backup, not good. One was in my neighbor's AC unit like a week ago up the street. And there's hawks and things flying around now too, so you gotta be careful. We got a lot of coverage here with these trees, but if you wanna keep them stick around, just keep them contained for a while, especially if you get new ones. Don't let them just roam for free. Do some type of training with them. I like to whistle, and they'll come running when they hear that whistle sound. Every time I feed them, I make that whistle sound. So it's classical conditioning, Pavlov's law. And yeah, they like to know when I'm whistling, they know that the food's coming. So just keep them contained for a while before you just let them go free. So you could see that water source was in their small crate here for the last 3 weeks. They're gonna stick nearby it because they know there's water there. They know it's a resource. So when you do allow them to go out and roam, keep a water source by or their food bowl. because they know there's food there, there's water there. They're not gonna go too far. They'll stick around. Also, another thing you guys notice, I don't use any weed killer in the lawn. There's a lot of diversity in vegetation here, plantains and different things. You see a lot of clover. There's another plant here called all heel. It's in the mint family, really medicinal too, not only for chickens, but for humans as well. You see it flowering right now in the mint family. But they're going around foraging, eating all these things, and a lot of these compounds and things translate into their eggs and you eat them. It also protects the chickens as well. So staying away from chemicals and not spraying anything toxic in your yard, really big deal, and gives them that biodiversity. So here we got some plantain. Believe it or not, the seeds contain a compound in them. If you eat them within a few hours, your body gives off an anti-mosquito repellent that goes into your bloodstream. It's an edible plant. They're starting to go to seed now. If you see your dog eating them, don't be concerned, or your chickens. And I got some marigold flowers again that I grew. Chickens love them. It also translates into their yolk. Anti-parasitic, antiviral, really good for them. It's a good companion plant to have in your garden too. Keeps beneficials from coming in and eating all the bad ones. But this is their first time pretty much out in the world, guys. They've been out once before, so they're just excited. In the morning when it's really moist out, a lot of guttation going on, you notice there's a lot more worms. So I try to get them out really early in the morning when there's a lot more insects and things out. But yeah, these guys are chilling. They're having a good time. Like I said, I got these gifted to me, and I took them in, and we're gonna see what they look like. But I can tell already they're gonna be about 30-40% bigger than the eggs that they have there and the chickens there. It's gonna be some time though until they start laying, usually about 5 to 6 months. These ones about 3 weeks to a month old, so we probably are not gonna see any egg laying until next spring. But they'll be feathered, they're gonna be nice and big and thick. They'll be able to live through here in the winter time, just make sure their water doesn't freeze and to keep them protected from the environment. Any harsh winds and things like that, we want to just keep them protected, but give them lots and lots of good straw. What we like to do inside the coop is a layer with the pine chips. What happens is it starts to break down underneath. I'll put a tarp underneath it, and that breaking down almost acts like a compost and produces a little bit of heat in the coop. But we can add a light in there too. We want to make sure they have ones that don't translate any light. It's just a heat lamp, keep them warm as well. So that's another option too. But we'll talk more about that in another video once winter starts coming, because first year as a chicken owner, you get a little bit worried. You know, it gets cold out there, but they're surprisingly pretty tolerant. So making sure the water's changed, it's nice and cool. The chickens won't touch it if it's super warm. They like cool water. Keep them nice and cool. You can add mint to it, to their water too, to keep them cool. You can feed them mint leaves as well. Pretty much the updates that I made in the coop, guys, really good to prevent any type of infection with their feet and things like that. I added a little bit more gravel on the base there, sand and grit. I also added a lot more roosting bars because chickens like to roost, especially inside their coop. You don't want them sitting inside their poop or anything wet because it can cause infections like that. But adding a lot of different roosting bars is a huge thing that I've added and learned about. I'm probably gonna put in a swing later for them so they can swing on it. It'd be pretty cool. So that's pretty much it, guys, as far as like the updates go. We're gonna keep you updated in another video here coming up soon though, with these babies and stuff like that. But if you guys have any more questions, don't forget to comment below. Most importantly, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.